Yesterday, while I was in the supermarket, I was decoding the matrix system in real time. And one of the things I've been teaching is truth hidden in this matrix system, decoding Hollywood movies and other things, and connecting the dots and showing people the hidden preview truth in the world system, in this matrix system. So I made two movie decodes, and I can do this from memory. But the average person able to keep along. So if you're going to have a chance for people to see that there's something to what I'm showing them, I'm going to have to use teaching aids and show certain scenes and connect the dots. But most people's brains are too slow, and most people are too uninterested in the truth to perceive it, even if I put in the utmost effort to teach it, unfortunately. So people aren't interested in the truth. I can spend 6 hours breaking down 9/11 inside job, and like 90% of people watch it. It's like they're going to tune out, they're not going to be into it, and they're not going to receive it. So that was his support. I've decoded no kind of film movie, and that ties in with my decode of the Django Unchained movie, where both of these movies deals with the deep state Illuminati agenda to have the mass eating high sugar diet. The Illuminati slave masters the Matrix movie. These movies tie in together. We got one I can see. Say, I'm a Christian being persecuted because I have discernment, can see the truth in society makes me dangerous to the elites. That's not the only reason I'm dangerous, but knowing what I know and being who I am makes me incredibly dangerous to them. Which is why they had to work so hard to sabotage what I'm doing and pay thousands of people to harass me online in real life. It's like the Matrix movie. So my decode and this type of stuff, where sooner or later system shifts will start copying it. Okay, and sooner or later, there's going to be some people. It's going to reach critical mass eventually. For some people, it's like, well, this guy really found some hidden truth in Matrix. He was the third person that found this movie, and eventually, with time, it's certain that it will come to fruition. So I'm the guy in the daily movie and in the Matrix. That's the type of person I am. I'm not like one of these system shells annotate that claim to be that, but don't have decodes of how movies this name show foreshadow pandemic, foreshadow 9/11, and foreshadow of current, well, hidden plain view truth of current events. So I've told you before, I'm teaching you the truth now. There's a deep state agenda to control the masses. The Matrix movie talks about how you're a slave Neo before you get saved. See? And then he stops being a slave when he's Neo. So I had the ability to perceive hidden truths in the Matrix system, like the guy in the daily movie. When the average person goes shopping, they don't see the beneath the surface level truth. They watch the same whole movies better, but they don't have like, aha, epiphany, eureka, this I found some hidden truth there. My mind is illuminated open, I found some truth here. And I don't have to get bogged down in the whys and hows of that. But there'll be more people being able to perceive at least a part of what I'm teaching more easily and more quickly if they weren't on a high sugar diet that dumps you down. Sugar makes you weak, it dumps you down. That's one of the effects of sugar. So the deeps and Illuminati slave masters, they are slave masters. Why do I say that? Because they're working to keep the masses under control, and they are working to keep the masses from attaining full freedom. They're working to keep the masses under the thumb where they want them, and then don't want people to wake up and break free from the matrix and become like me. So I'm like Django in the Unchained movie, Django Unchained. I'm like me in the Matrix movie, and I'm like the day live guy with the glasses that can see. That's the type of person I am. And unfortunately, most people become the registration sellout, like the refugee goals or the shredder puppet, deep still not a sellout, or Art Breaker, these other people, they're the sellouts that sell out. So, anyways, the point. I've decoded, found, and revealed hidden truth in the No Kind of Woman movie and Django Unchained. And these two decodes dovetail together, they tie in together, which means they both deal with the same agenda. The deep state slave masters that work to keep the masses enslaved. You are a slave, Neo. See? They have the mass eating high sugar diet, that's by design. They have the deep state Illuminati, symbolized by Anton Chigurh in the No Country for Me movie, and symbolized by Mr. Candy in the Django Unchained movie. Both of these characters represent, symbolize the deep state Illuminati power leads, the matrix system architects, you might call them, to use the matrix. Yeah, use a part of matrix to explain it. So basically, laid out to cut and dry, the deep state Illuminati that want to keep the masses weak and easily controllable, and it's worked. They have most of you. There's a reason I had to make these videos because you're not seeing these things. They hide it in their plain view. This part of MO, which means it is something that most Christians are pathetic, laughable clowns. It's like Andy Woods, Edward Peace, like men twice my age, 60 plus. It's like they're not seeing leaders. They can't see these things. I'm 36. I have to make videos teaching my elders, people like 64, Edward Peace, a Bible teacher, to be like, hey, here's how the world works. The deep state controls you from behind the scenes. They have an MO. Here's how they operate. They hide it in plain view. Here, I can show you foreshadowed 9/11 attacks in horror movies before they pull it off. I can show you hidden plain view truth of how they work to control the mass right now, weaken the masses. And notice they haven't neither. I teach them this. That's how pathetic the average Christian is now. I don't see anybody, there's nobody else in the body of Christ doing what I've been doing. So I'm on a gospel strike. I'm not going to share the gospel. Okay, I'm on a gospel strike, so I'm going to stop sharing the gospel. And I'm waiting for God to attack my enemies until I start sharing the gospel again. So there's no more gospel tracting. There's no more uh, videos preaching the gospel on YouTube until I see God moving against my enemies, my adversaries. I will not fear. The Lord is on my side. I will not fear what can man do unto me. So the deep state Illuminati, they have got a mass eating high sugar diet. Why? Because it makes you easy to control. Sugar makes you dumber. It dumbs you down. Sugar hurts your brain. Sugar dulls your mind, the opposite of sharp mindedness. Sugar dulls your mind. It leads to brain fog, a clouded mind, which makes it easy to deceive, which makes it easy to control. Sugar leads to cavities. Cavities lead to root canals. Root canals can become infected, lead to heart attack and strokes. Sugar kills. It's a silent killer. Some people die of heart attacks and strokes, and the death was chalked up to a root canal infected tooth, resulting in a heart attack. See? So sugar is a silent killer. Sugar leads to cavities. Cavities lead to root canals. Root canals become infected, cause heart attacks and strokes. See, sugar kills. It's a silent killer. And it's one of these silent weapons that the deep state used to control the masses. So if you're the deep state Illuminati slave owners that would run this matrix system, work to keep the masses under the thumb and under control, like a slave owner wants to keep people from running off the plantation. See, it behooves you to have the masses consuming a lot of sugar, high sugar diet, because it makes you weaker, more tired, it lowers men's testosterone, and men with high IQs and high testosterone become problematic for the deep state sooner or later. They don't want a lot of high testosterone, high IQ men running in society. So if they can dumb people down and weaken them generally, then they become easy to control. So I still reference Tom Levy in my truth teaching. Okay, in the same way that I reference some of Edward Pierce videos when dealing with certain topics, like doctrine. And it's like it almost pains me at this point because both these men have turned on me. Okay, now because I'm not a child, it's not like if I'm upset with Tom Levy because his wickedness, his wicked deeds. It's like now I'm gonna pretend like, oh, now it's like everything he's been teaching is wrong now because I'm upset with him. Understand? Sometimes it's like I'm dealing with a heretic Jack Smack. I could go from memory. Well, I can do it myself. I can also go load up 6 of Ed's videos against Jack Smack in a truth and can and fire off there. Like his some of the videos were even Ed has made videos exposed to this freak Mac. Okay, so that's the point. Um, I like to work from memory basically. I like to work from memory. And I'm ready to pull up the movies and screen share if I need to. Show you some scenes. But if you're not uh, interested in what I'm teaching, and you're not able to receive it in the way that I'm teaching it right now, though one rise from the dead, I said. It's like it shouldn't be like a little child that had the balloons and a little horn here. Wah, wah. And it had like some kind of disco ball in the background with lasers on it for you to stay focused and be able to pay attention to this. Okay. So a lot of people had attention span like a goldfish and the IQ of a golden retriever. Okay. So that's an exaggeration for comedic effect. That's the point. The deep sea Illuminati have an MO where they hide it in their plain view. So over trees I perceive this to be a fact. Here is wisdom. The deep state, in my analysis, boiling it down, summarizing it. The deep state, if they are currently doing something of major destructive consequence, major negative impact, they will hide in plain view. If the deep state are planning to do something in the future of major negative impact, okay, if they're planning to do something really bad in the future, something's going to kill a lot of people, make a lot of people sick, take a lot of people's freedoms away, they will hide it in plain view what they plan to do in the future. It's called foreshadow. They also do hidden plain view truths where they reveal what they're doing currently. So if they're doing something major, okay, it's not that they foreshadow every event or work in uh, little hints to every little detail going on, but major things they will. So the deep state are symbolized in the No Country for Old Men movie and the Django Unchained movie by two characters. So Anton Chigurh is a symbol, a figure. He represents the deep state Illuminati power leads. Mr. Candy in the no in the Django Unchained movie also represents symbolizes the deep state power lead. Okay, so remember, the deep state want the masses easy to control. Eating a high sugar diet makes it easy to control, and eating a high sugar diet will lead to yearly deaths, like a lot of yearly deaths. And it's a silent killer because it's people dying of heart attacks were caused by a high sugar diet. And it's not chalked up to high sugar diet induced tooth infection, leading to a root canal procedure done, leading to bacterial toxin leaking the bloodstream, hitting the heart and clogging it. They done heart biopsies where they found tooth bacteria in a person who died of a heart attack, where it's like they had a smoking gun. Like all they did is with the biopsy, we tested the heart of this heart attack patient who died post mortem. Oh, and they have like some kind of bacterial clog of tooth bacteria in the heart. Okay, see? So, anyways, the point. The deep state want the masses to control. They're symbolized by the deep state. Anton Chigurh in the No Country for Old Men movie symbolizes the deep state. Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Mr. Candy, also symbolizes the deep state. The deep state slave masters, they operate like slave masters. They work to control the masses. And just as the slave masters in the South were working to keep black people on the plantation and keep them getting freedom, that's how the deep state work to get people, to keep people weak and easily controllable and keep them from escaping from the matrix, waking up from the matrix, and then getting saved and then waking up more and more after getting saved. You can't have a full awakening without becoming a Christian, by the way. I'm not going to teach how to become a Christian in this video. I'm on a gospel strike right now. So here's the point. Um, here's the point. So, what am I telling you here? The deep state operate like slave owners. They are psychopathic serial killers. They've been killing people repeatedly over multiple generations. They killed thousands of people 9/11. There's hundreds of thousands of people who died from the following wars. There's veterans coming home killing themselves. There's a lot of veterans that have unalived themselves. Why? Well, because they were fucked up from being in a war, an evil war. Okay, so there's like 3,000 plus people died on 9/11. At least 300 people, 300,000 people that died in the foreign wars. Okay, both like Iraq and Afghan nationals and Americans. So there's been a series of killing by these people, and the psychopathic serial killers are. Okay, so here's the point. They've got the mass eating high sugar diet. That's how they keep you on the slave farm plantation. See, that's how they operate. So, uh, so remember, the deep state, slave masters, psychopathic serial killer power leads, want they got in the mass eating high sugar diet, which is why America is not a country for men. Now we're going to Django Unchained. Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Mr. Candy, symbolizes the deep state power leads. And notice how part of his slave owner profession, the hidden and painful truth that I can see connected dots. Mr. Candy, white cake. He offers people white cake. And he's the bad guy, the protagonist, the good guy. He rides in to liberate people. He's got a buggy with a tooth on it. See? Problem sugar leads cavities, root canals, and that. You get people on high sugar diet, they dumb them down, keep them weak, easy to control. Keep them from growing and getting more freedom. Keep them weak mentally and physically. And as a side effect of the high sugar diet, you have more tooth infections, more root canals, and root canals become infected and are really bad for your health and lead to death, root canals. So, Mr. Candies offers white cake, sugar. Sugar leads to cavities. Sugar causes inflammation in the human body. Let's gonna see if I can pull up some scenes here. No Country for My movie. 1069. Sugar. I told the anti-sugar symbolizes the deep state power leads, and the substance sugar, which is one of the silent weapons. Covert killers. 1069. Fact about sugar. See, anti-sugar, Porter Plot on Country for My movie, walks into Texas gas station, puts on front of the counter, was how much? 69 cents. Sugar, 69. Okay. So, anti-sugar represents, symbolizes the substance sugar, which one of the weapons of deep state power leads. So he both represents the deep state power lead Illuminati, psychopathic serial killer power leads, and one of the silent killers, sugar, which they use to control the masses. There's a reason why the average American consumes 88 plus grams of sugar per day. It's because it makes it easy to control. And there's been an agenda. This world is talked about design, not by incompetence, not by chance. Meaning, the reason that the average person eating a high sugar diet using all these poison chemical hydrogen cleaning products is vitamin deficient and is ignorant of the truth on how to be healthy. It's by design. The deep state control the media, they control the main everything. The mainstream media, they control academia to a large extent. They are working to cover up certain truths, to suppress the truth about vitamin C and other vitamins. What type, how much you need, what it can do for you. They're working to promote sugar, okay, by the corporations. Where they have in this world system, you have all these forces working to get you to eat a high sugar diet, and most of you have been doing it. You're not like me that have quit the high sugar diet and get less than 10 grams of sugar per day. You haven't. So, uh, let's look at some scenes here. Sugar. This man symbolizes the substance sugar. Sugar. So I'm telling you, that man symbolizes sugar literally, and the deep state parallels at the same time. 69 cents. It's a fact about sugar. Sugar 69. 69 sugar. 69 cents. Now here's another subplot, a deeper layer that I can see. Llewellyn is a Christian. Llewellyn is a Christian. Saints wear white. White is all over. He that is washed need not to wash again save his feet. That's a silent weapon that sugar uses. Sugar, silent weapon. So the veiled hidden brings the surface level truth that I can see. Sugar, sugar. At one point, Llewellyn is in the hospital because of sugar. Okay. And what's it called? Orson shows up in there. Orson Welles, 1984 reference, but high school. Shows up there. Do you know who this guy is? He's after. And his name's Anton Sugar. He goes Sugar. So at one point in time, explicitly, he's called Sugar by Llewellyn. And he's in the hospital because of sugar. Sugar kills more people in car accidents, and quite possibly sugar has caused more deaths than the bubonic plague. Now this is simply the truth that the deep state killed Kennedy, because Kennedy was shot in the neck first when he was in a car, and then in the head. So what they tell you here is they killed Kennedy. Did you notice this? You might have watched my other videos where I talk about this. You might not have heard that. So this scene is showing. Remember the bad guy Shigeru symbolizes sugar. Deep sea got masses on high sugar diet. A lot of people are dying. Few people in America make it to 100 because of that. And they tell you here that they killed Kennedy. It was a covert Illuminati deep state hit. And for a long time, it's like Oswald. People believe it's just Oswald, the lone gunman. Yeah. So this scene, what I see there is the breath from the Kennedy assassination. Now knowing who the shooter is Chigurh in the movie, and knowing that Chigurh represents, symbolizes the deep state Illuminati, they've been controlling this from behind the scenes for a long time. This is showing the Kennedy assassination, where he was in a car, not driving it, but he was in a car, and he had people next to him, and he got shot in the neck first, like somewhere here, and he grabs himself. This is like the Kennedy assassination. He got shot in the neck here first, like Charlie Kirk, and then he got hit in the head. And this we don't have to get into the details from behind or from the front, but this is referring to the Kennedy assassination. And this scene, Llewellyn is not part of the plot to kill that guy. He was just in the car when it happened. Like the Secret Service, it's not every person in the car is in a conspiracy when Kennedy got shot. Some people are genuinely surprised and shocked by it, I understand. See, so this is me the Kennedy assassination. Shot in the leg, shot in the head. So Kennedy had a cranial, meaning he got shot in the cranium. He got shot in the neck, he got shot in the head. Just notice the sequence of bullets, like the timeline. Shot in the neck, shot in the head by an accurate shooter from a distance. See? Now, in this movie, at this point, Sugar is engaging this vehicle with a suppressed Tech 9 and is being remarkably accurate with it, using iron sights at night with a 9 millimeter submachine gun, a Keltec. He's got a Tech 9, okay, which is 9 by 19 propellant firearm. I think it's 32 rounds in a magazine, and it's suppressed. So with irons, he's got to be, I would guess, he's 30 plus feet away, low light conditions, no optic, no gun light, and he's hitting in the neck and in the head. So he's being very accurate with his fire here, which is something that stands out how accurate he is. You know, he's an assassin movie, you expect him to be good at shooting, but it stands out, which just further confirms that this is roughly a Kennedy assassination because he's shooting like a sniper. And it's like he has sniper accuracy despite using a submachine gun with iron sights. Okay. See, and let's try to gauge the distance here. This is also reminding me of the North Hollywood shootout, where one of the robbers attempted to commandeer a vehicle, and it was a pickup truck, which I quite possibly, which I suspect could have been a deep state crisis, manufactured crisis, the North Hollywood shootout, to justify the militarization of American police for tyrannical purposes. Now here, Llewellyn, after the driver had been taken out by Chigurh, he staged an ambush here with a car whizzed off to the side, and he dismounts the vehicle and then gets into an ambush position here. And this is so much quality cover because he's behind the engine block and a tire. So being able to engage with the weapons that Shigar has, this is where this is quality cover. So what is quality cover is determined to some extent on what you're being engaged with. So if it's a 50 BMG, this is not quality cover enough, understand? Far from it. If you would have a 50 BMG, like a Barrett Light 50, it will blast through there. But we know that Shigur has a Tech 9, which is 9 by 90 millimeter. So it's a handgun round. It's going to have higher velocity, I suspect, than like a standard service pistol, like a Glock, so due to the longer barrel. It's going to be have a little bit more penetration and range, than like a smaller pistol, like a Bird 92 FS or something like this, due to the length of barrel, a longer barrel, which leads to high velocity. Now here's the point. He's buying quality cover here. So he's behind the engine block and a tire, which means, and what does Chigurh have? He has a 9 millimeter submachine gun and a 12 gauge shotgun loaded with double O buck, with buckshot, not slugs, which means those rounds fired at the engine block, they're likely to be stopped. Okay, they're not. It's okay. It's like a lot of pellets. Maybe some pellets will make it through. Depends on where they hit. But he's behind good cover considering what Chigurh is packing. nine and buckshot, which is neither of those are like really good at penetrating uh, things. Contrast to that, relevance. So there you can see the bad guy for a brief moment. And Llewellyn has a trench gun, double back. Now he's fighting loud, and Shigeru is fighting covertly, which is how I and Lemonade have been fighting, where they're attacking me covertly, silently, and I'm doing the things that I'm doing loudly in the bright day. Yeah, I'm here resisting the deep state, understand? I'm mad about this, but they're fighting covertly. So here comes Shigeru. Lower the quad a little bit, 360. And Shigeru is uninjured at this point. Now remember, as I said before, Llewellyn did a good job staging the ambush here, because we know that Llewellyn is armed with what? 12 gauge shotgun along with double back, and a 9 by 19 millimeter Parabellum Tech 9. And Llewellyn is taking cover behind the engine block, which, considering what the bad guy is packing, it's called a cover, meaning he's got a good chance of those rounds not reaching him if he's firing from the side like this. So my impression is that Shigeru is unaware that he's investigating. He's curious. He's like he's not sure if Llewellyn is dead inside the vehicle or not. He knows he was engaged in that vehicle repeatedly, and he might have seen a head being hit. He's unsure if Llewellyn's in the vehicle, not dead or injured. So he's approached the vehicle. He sees one dead person, and he might be half thinking that possibly Llewellyn's also dead and there or injured. So this is also somewhat mirroring Llewellyn approaching the trucks in the desert, where there's a wounded guy inside the vehicle. So notice his focus is entirely on the vehicle. So from looking at this, it appears as if Chigurh is under impression, like expected Llewellyn being there dead or injured. And at this point, he sees the blood tracks, and he knows what the drill is at this point. Like now, he realizes, like, oh, okay. He has his spidey senses tingling now that he might come under fire, and he's correct on that. So Shiger uh, dies for cover. Okay, he doesn't roll, doesn't walk, doesn't run. He dies for cover, and we know from later on in the movie that he got hit in the leg. Here, so if you know the rest of the movie, you know that Shiger has a leg wound that he tends to. So at this moment, when Llewellyn shot him, at least one of the pellets impacted his right leg, close to the knee. Now here's Shigeru's Tech 9 on the ground there. So as he dove for cover, he releases Tech 9. He dropped his Tech 9. And Llewellyn is gonna uh, acquire that firearm and he's gonna break cover and go in between two cars and aim both of his guns like this way. Which is like a rare way to build a weapon, for say Kimbo it. So he's got like one gun point towards here and here. So I guess it's like if he's over here, he can shoot him like this. Now, I noticed how the tables had turned where before this, uh, Shigeru was tracking the Well's blood trail. Now the hunter becomes the hunted is what the scene boils down to. So notice the hunting themes where Shigeru has been hunting the well up on this point. Llewellyn earlier, there's a scene, mighty hunted before the war is Nimrod, even as Nimrod mighty hunted before the war. So in the beginning of the movie, Llewellyn is hunting. He hits an animal, then he tracks it by its blood trail. Later on, Shigeru hunts Llewellyn and tracks him by his blood trail. And right after that, the tables turn, and the hunted becomes the hunted, and Llewellyn tracks Shigeru from his blood trail. And from that drip blood pattern, it doesn't look like an arterial bleed or like a major blood vessel. Uh, he didn't get it in the what's it called? I forget what it's called, but they had major blood vessels going on the inside of your thighs. Femoral artery, I think it is. The femoral arteries. So mostly a flesh wound. Now here's Chigger now in the hotel room, injured and is gone to this is surgery. So he puts down like a tarp on the ground. So this is in the 70s somewhere, before DNA, like blood tracking, as far as I know. So they didn't have like DNA track, or it's like if you're a criminal, the cops have your DNA sample and they bleed somewhere, they could, oh, it's this guy. So I think most likely the reason he's doing this is to buy himself time before he doesn't want the like hotel cleaning staff to call the cops if they come in to clean his room or something like this. They said that there's blood in the hotel room because of the call. So he might need to stay in the air for a while. And he doesn't want the hotel cleaning staff to see bloodstains on the carpet and they call the cops. And basically, like his a professional at this and his being uh, crafty, his being he's pretty good at make it hard for him to catch him. So the reason for the tarp is not to protect himself from DNA sampling. It's from preventing hotel staff alerting the police when they come to clean the room, like room service and maid or something like that. Yeah, cuts his pant leg. And here you can see the wound. Now here we're gonna get the key point where they show you that sugar and cocaine are similar. Because remember, this man, the body you look at, it's sugar, symbolizes sugar. Blood sugar too. one of the ways that people die, and one of the ways that people are affected by sugar is either high sugar diabetes, like type 1, type 2 diabetes, which is an issue uh, that has a lot to do with the blood sugar. But it's sugar. Remember, this man is sugar. It symbolizes sugar. There's blood sugar, and there's only cane, a reference to cocaine. Sugar and cocaine are similar. So, as a preliminary decode, and I might make another video at some point on this topic. Summary: Shigo represents, symbolizes the deep state psychopathic circular power leads and the substance sugar. Django Unchained movie. Uh, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Mr. Candy, symbolizes, represents the deep state psychopathic power leads and the substance sugar. Or most like that. Yeah, the deep state are working to get sugar into the masses' bodies. They want the mass to have sugar that makes it easy to control.